Everybody, we are back. It is Safe to Launch Favorites Podcast, Favorites Channel, Favorites Everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also, follow us on Twitter at the Mark John NFL for me, at Glen Rockney for Glenn. And of course, pandasups.com, discount code TDL for 35% off. All right, guys. I know we've been gone a little MIA for a little bit with the Friday Night Live show, but in Raiders odds and bets. But we're back. We're back at it. Had a little break. I mean, the Raiders, haven't really done too much to kind of make us really come at the show too much, right?
No, they sure haven't. They were on hiatus as well as far as coverage and offensive efficiency and things like that. I was missing it, but at the same time, what a week to take a 3-week or what a year to take a 3-week hiatus for me, because my Lord, there was not much to talk about. It would have been the same thing. We have looks like just a couple months left of Gardner Minshew, hopefully starting. But let's grind it out. Focus on the plan. Watched your breakdown of Shador and Cam Ward, and both of those guys look a lot better than what we got right now. So let's get there.
Yeah, for sure, man. So yeah, we're still in the Gardner Minshew era. We learned that this week. We got a new OC, so we'll be talking about that. What else? What else we got happening here? I mean, it's really the only two big things that happened. I mean, Michael Mayer returned.
Yeah, shout out
Michael Mayer.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out Michael Mayer. Return for whatever personal issue he had. I'm just happy he's back and happy he got to deal with that, and everything's good to go with him. So definitely excited about Michael Mayer coming back, get some usage, get the young guys some work here, because that's really what this is about now. I mean, we're looking at the young guys. I don't know. I think maybe Jackson Powers Johnson might be out. I know Nate Hobbs is. So let me see. Because I know Nate Hobbs is out. That's why we got my man Big SCD talking about Darnay Holmes is gonna get cooked like a Thanksgiving turkey. It's a great point. No, Jackson Powers Johnson, he's not in the.
Yeah, I thought he was. I thought I saw. I didn't see anything about him being injured.
Oh yeah, I guess when I was do SB Nation, I saw Bill put a picture of Jackson Powers Johnson in the injury report. I was like, oh man, Jackson Powers Johnson's injured. But no, it's Andre James who's out. So we're gonna see Jackson Powers Johnson at center again, which he was a damn stud. We didn't get to talk about that, Glenn. But man,
it's nice to see. That's nice to see, and as fans, we've been in this situation before. We've been this bad. It's happened. But one thing that's different, I think, than in years past is that there is a young. I won't call it a core. Core is maybe a bit too strong because core involves a quarterback to me. But there is a lot of young. The best players, the players other than Max Crosby that we tune in to watch every week are young. They've been added to the team in the last 2 to 3 years, even this year in some cases. And that's fun to watch. And that's that for if they're to take a quarterback early, which we all anticipate them doing, that's nice to see these guys walk into. You might have your starting center of the future. In fact, I think you do have your starting center of the future. You definitely have a passing option in Brock Bowers, who's a monster. You have, there's guys on this team that I think look really good. DJ Glaze, guys like that I think are going to be a part of this team for a while. Hopefully Michael Mayer too. We'll see.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think there's a lot of good young guys on this team. I mean, that's the one thing that we can look at and be like, hey, we're excited about that. There's a lot of young players that'll be able to come in here and kind of maybe get it done for the Raiders. And I mean, especially the offensive line, having all those kind of young players at offensive line is a great thing, in my opinion. I think that's something that they really needed, kind of a rebuild of the offensive line. And if Dylan Parham can keep balling, man, I think it's going to be a good look for the future for these guys. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah, this is what it's all about, man. It's all about these young guys, trying to see what these young guys can do, trying to see who's good here, who's not. I mean, we got guys to evaluate. Trevor Moore, do we resign him?
Yeah,
that's what it's really about right now. Yeah, it's gonna be really about now is evaluating these guys that are like, on the fringe. Do we resign them? What do we do? Nate Hobbs is hurt now. I don't know what they're gonna do with Nate Hobbs, but I doubt they let Nate Hobbs go, in my opinion. But
yeah, but also, what if Nate Hobbs is $12 million a year? Do you do it?
I mean, do you want to watch him get used? Go to like Mike Tomlin and become Mike Hilton?
No, what I mean is like, okay, yes, you're talking about him going somewhere else. I do think he's going to be very good somewhere else. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, you have to be honest with where you are as a team, right? You have to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, okay, if we sign Nate Hobbs to a 4-year, $50 million deal, or so let's just say I don't know the numbers. Let's just say it's a heavy price to pay or something, and then you realize, okay, we're not that good right now. Maybe even next year, maybe not that good. We'll see. You never know. I'm not writing off next year or anything. But then you're like, okay, what if I get a 3rd-round comp pick for Nate Hobbs to walk? And then you're like, what do I do with that 3rd-round comp pick? Now, is that player better than Nate Hobbs? Probably not. I don't know. But also, you could find a really nice wide receiver with that comp pick, or move it with something. You can trade comp picks now and stuff. I just it's going to be an interesting offseason for Tom Telesco. I anticipate Tom Telesco to be the GM next year, but it's going to be an interesting thing. Like, do you pay him? Merrick's another guy. I'm like, what's a new contract for Merrick look like? I think he's been fine.
He's a safety though. He'll be cheaper.
Yeah, true.
NFL treats safeties like running backs for defense. So that and linebacker.
Yeah, because to me, I'm worried. To me, I think Bennett is a stud in coverage. I think that he's proven he's a stud in coverage. To me, I don't know that I'm, maybe you pay Hobbs, maybe you do. He's a guy that I'm coin flipping right now, because to me, I'm like, well, I want to make sure I have money to pay Bennett when it's time, because that's an outside cover corner. He's proven that that's what he is. And so it's gonna be interesting, because in years past, it's been like, wow, the Raiders are picking 7th overall and the best players on the team are 30 years old. Like that sucks when that happens. Right now, it doesn't hurt as bad, because it's like, damn, Brock Bowers is young. Jackson Powers-Johnson is young. Nate Hobbs is young. A lot of these guys are young players, and they have a bunch of money to spend, and we know what the problem is. They don't have a quarterback, and obviously the offensive staff, they botched the offensive staff hire. So
yeah, big time. So so things that have happened since we have done it last show. Luke Getsy got fired, right? Getsy was shipped out of here. He was sent packing along with the O-line coach and along with the quarterback coach. I still don't understand what they fired the quarterback coach. I think that's crazy. I don't know what that was about. Yeah. I don't know what he did.
You didn't make Gardner Minshew into John Elway, Rich.
Or Aiden O'Connell, I guess. Or Aiden O'Connell, right? He didn't develop Aiden. I don't know. It's just...
You think Rich went in? Do you think Rich went into the meeting? It's like, I've got it, guys. We have 2 studs. I will make them great. You'll trade one of them for a 2nd-round pick, and the other guy, we're going to the Super Bowl. And they're like, Rich, you better be right. And then he's not.
It's just crazy. He got fired. Like I was like, man, he just fired the whole offensive staff. You know what I mean? It did seem kind of like what I would say impulsive. It was a little impulsive, but for a good reason, right? I mean, the offense was struggling. I mean, they're one of the worst teams in football in most stats that you could pull up. I mean, Gardner Minshew's not good. The running game's not good. Everything's pretty bad on this team. So it just got ugly from the offensive standpoint. Like, I'm pulling it up right now. Yeah, they're 32nd in EPA as an offense.
I'm not a math guy, but I think that's last.
Yes.
Yeah. The disappointing one is James Craig, right? I think you and I were both kind of intrigued by him coming over there. James Craig, you watch, when I watch your film breakdowns, you see PFF grades. Individual guys are playing well. As a unit, they're terrible. Who else do you point at? It's James Craig. And Getsy, look, I'm not going to cape for Getsy. I think it was just, I think he's had 2 rough goes of quarterback situation. Like, look how quickly the Steelers moved on from Justin Fields. They knew, they were like, this isn't going to last all year. And even then, was he even playing like that great to begin with? And then they move on to, Gardner Minshew. So, but whatever, they're done. It's out of there. My question to you is this.
Okay.
Do you think AP got told he was safe? for next year? I feel like that's the way they're conducting themselves right now.
I think a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Because I think when you hear like Dion Sanders talk about him,
Mm-hmm.
I think there's that connection there. I think they really want Shador, right? I think that's what they really want. They want to bring Shador in. Shador wants to come to Vegas. They like AP. They think AP can handle Shador's personality. All those things are connecting the dots. So I think that's why AP is going to get another year. Because, I mean, if you're being fair, fair, right? He doesn't have a quarterback, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. We know that. We know that that's the case, and the way they're conducting themselves, and you even look at the cap space, right? Like the cap space that they left. Remember, we were so confused at the beginning of the year, like, why is there just like 30 million of cap sitting there? I feel like Telesco even knew that they're like, well, we might stink, because okay, here's the thing: you let Meek Robertson go to the Lions, you could have that cap space could have been used to keep a Meek Robertson.
Yeah,
you could. There was a lot of moves that could have been made, and I feel like Telesco was just like, man, we struck out at quarterback. Thank God you got Brock Bowers out of it. I mean, thank God it's not a situation where like the guy stinks that you took at 14 or 13, whatever it was. But I feel like he got told that we're good. Like, all right, like maybe a miracle happens, but right now, like we might not be that good, and we need to keep some money left over next year. It feels like AP, the way he's still so chill at the press conferences. I'm like, he got told he was safe, I think. And they already got rid of Getsy. They want to see if Scott Turner is worth being the guy next year. I don't think you make that offensive coordinator change to Scott Turner, bring in Norv Turner, do all these things if you're not trying to at least have him audition for next year. And why would you audition? Why would you be auditioning if the head coach is going to get fired? It's an interesting thought.
That's a good point. I mean, I don't know why they didn't hire Scott Turner in the first place, to be honest. Like, I just don't.
Yeah.
When you think about it, when they brought in Getsy and all those guys, and then they kept Scott Turner, it's like you had an OC in the building that you were familiar with, that knew the players, that knew what worked, knew what didn't last year, the year before. I mean, I'm pretty sure he helped a little bit with the passing game with Bo Hardegree, since Bo Hardegree never called any plays and Scott Turner was still there. I mean, it was interesting last year when they fired Josh McDaniels and they fired the OC and all those guys, that they didn't elevate Scott Turner then either. I thought that was weird. So, I mean, the way they've been treating Scott Turner has been super odd.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's like the stats and stuff like that. They haven't been that good with him running offense. But I mean, he still had like some like pedigree, and you bring in Norv Turner, right? Yeah. You bring in Norv Turner, that means you actually have some kind of connection where Norv come and helps you. So I don't know why he just wasn't hired in the first place, to be honest. Like it wouldn't have bothered me in the offseason if he was. I mean, it wouldn't have been as like the conversation wouldn't have been as crazy because, Getsy is coming off a bad run. I mean, Scott Turner never had a quarterback either, right? I mean, I don't know who Scott Turner's quarterbacks. I mean, Tyler Heineke, Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who else was it? Alex Smith. Alex Smith.
Yeah, I mean, I would kill for Alex Smith right now. Oh my gosh. But yeah. Oh, yeah. First off, you made me excited. I was like, wait, what do you mean? You guys had a great quarterbacks. I watched Gardner Minshew. I'm like rubbing my gums.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, I hear you. You're right, because that's the weirdest part about it. It's like, are you saving this guy? Is this ace in the hole that you've had all year? It's like, once we're 2-7, Scott Turner takes over and we're 10-7. I don't know, but it's weird to try to bring in his dad, do all these things, because I do think they're auditioning him. And my point is, if AP's dead man walking, you're not auditioning coordinators under his watch.
Exactly.
That's unless you think Norv Turner's the next head coach of the Raiders, which, oh my gosh. Yeah. Guys, I know we can't cut live audio. Cut that out, Marcus. That's the thing I said. Yeah.
Cut out the Norv Turner.
Producer. Producer. Stop it.
Man.
Norv's looking good, though. Did he hit the Ozempic, though? Like, he was looking thin. He was looking like thin. He was, I mean, maybe changed his diet.
Yeah, he's probably been missing this, man. He came pretty quick. I mean, Scott was like, hey, Dad, I need you. I got you. Yeah. He got a Raiders uniform on. He's in practice. I'm like, what is he doing? Like, I mean, was Joe Philbin this? I never seen Joe Philbin on. I went to camp. I didn't see Joe Philbin at all. Norv Turner's hugging coach. He's in the huddle. I'm like, is he the OC? Like, what is happening?
I'm sick of the old coaches, man. I liked it at the beginning of the year because I'm like, oh, they're gonna teach AP some things. I'm like, these guys are here to play golf and hit strip clubs, dude. Come on. I know
What's Marvin
exactly.
Lewis doing, bro? Like
Marvin Lewis is doing nothing.
Like that report that came out, like the coaches aren't doing anything like that. What is he doing? Like what is the purpose here if they're not going to do anything?
I think AP learned a hard lesson. You don't just hire your friends.
Yeah, I feel like I'm at ASU all over again. That's what I kind of feel like.
Yeah, and that's the problem is there was talent, right? There was talent there. It just seemed kind of like a boys' club. That was just kind of like the Expendables in a sense. Like, and it's like, okay, well, we got some talent here. Can we win? You know? And I'm not look, the Raiders are far from, they don't have talent they don't have Jaden Daniels on the roster like ASU did. They don't have that. That's clear. But damn, man, like I'm very interested because I've been, texting Cy and people like that going like, I'm pretty sure AP got told he was safe. I just my prediction.
I think he is more than fans want him to be. I know fans are really critical of him, and understandably, like don't get it twisted. Like the game management, all that stuff it's really bad this year. He's been calling timeouts with 5 minutes left, 2 games in a row. I don't know who taught him that. I don't know where he got that from, but that is not something I never seen Tom Coughlin call timeout with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter and drain all your timeouts. So when you get the ball back, you have no timeouts and you're in full garbage time, no huddle, hoping for an onside kick. I never seen that. Right. So I don't know where he's getting these coaching tips from. He's obviously not listening to the analytics guy either. Like he got an analytics, he just ignores him. I saw that clip with Gruden. I know you saw that clip, Glen, with
yeah.
That's what I would do.
That's what I would do too. This is my job. By the way. Like I get fired, not you.
Say, hey, nerd, fuck you.
Yeah,
that was like most football fans feeling towards that. Yeah. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I'm gonna get to these questions in a second when we kind of get past this OC thing. Is that like when he is supposed to be this leader, demanding type of guy, and then you're hearing these reports about the lack of preparation and stuff, like that's why I feel like I'm at ASU again, because that was what was happening at ASU. Like it's AP. I hate to say this on the show, but AP, you guys saw the reports. He would go out. You know what I'm saying? AP would go out, those type of things. So when you hear those things, you make you a little worried that like maybe he got the job and he's like, I'm already here. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm AP. I'm gonna get this shit done. And then, he's not putting the same work in that he was when he was the interim, because the interim, gets a tryout, it's an interview. You know what I'm saying? People get fooled in interviews all the time, right? And that's what this was an interview, right? And he passed the interview. We all loved him. I know some people were like Jim Harbaugh, but Harbaugh, the way he talks about Justin Herbert, we know he was going there the whole time.
Yeah. We didn't have a Justin Herbert for him to come take the job for. That's really the problem.
Yeah. So when that conversation, every time I see that conversation, I'm like, you guys are just like dreaming for nothing. You know what I mean? Like, let's if you really want to fire AP, let's get Jesse mentored, and then we'll have a competitive advantage. That's what I said. But that type of thing with AP, it kind of feels like, maybe he arrived and maybe he's getting a little humble pie here. Right. I mean, hopefully he's getting a little humble pie here, and he wakes up a little bit, because I do think there's a little bit of arrogance that he was rolling with, expecting this team just kind of just have this mentality of being tough and all those things. And I think it's a little bit deeper than that, right? It's a little bit deeper than just kind of you being this great personality guy. Like, you got to be able to control these players. You got to be able to control these personalities. Bringing those old guys is not helping him. So, I mean, that's the problem with AP, but we'll see how it goes going forward the rest of the year.
Yeah, and I'm just tired of firing coaches all the time. Not in a Raider sense, but just in general. Because you look at it ruins it ruins quarterback development. It does so many things. Like, I was just thinking about let's step back from the Raiders. Let's think about another team right now. Let's look at Tennessee. Right, I think Tennessee and the Raiders are in a similar situation. Right, there's some talent. There's some talent on the roster. Clearly missing talent at the most important position. And they have a young head coach, or a youngish head coach that's not first time head coach. Was it Brian Callahan? That's his name. Brian Callahan. Like, when do you this year? Right, they might. he might feel like they have to take a quarterback and that he'll have to play one early to keep his job, right? Whereas in the past, and Gruden was talking about this today on Pardon My Take, he was like, whereas in the past, like you had like 3 or 4 years to figure it out. You were able to like, okay, maybe I don't have to reach for a quarterback here, and maybe I can build my offensive line. Maybe I can get like the actual stud defensive end that everyone's going to blame me 3 years now from not taking or whatever. I can do all these things, but now it's like I got to take a quarterback now, and they have to be great. They have to be CJ Stroud year one, or I'm getting fired next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and to me, it's like, look, I don't think the Raiders are a contender right now, and I don't think they're going to be a contender next year. Mm-hmm. So to me, it's like give them a chance. To Let's Go, I trust drafting right now, as of now. And next year, if they're bad, then they're bad.
Yeah.
Then you keep building up the picks, building up. You get your Joe Burrow and your Jamar Chase in theory, exactly. Right? Like mm-hmm. You do this. It's like people are such a rush to like, no, fire it now and go get the best coach of all time. And it's like, guess what, man? You're gonna hate that guy too, probably, because you're just not gonna give him any time. And as Raider fans, we're desperate. I get it. I'm desperate. I want to win. It sucks not winning. Mm-hmm. But there is you got to give these people chances, right? Like, and I brought up the Callahan thing in that situation where it's like, what's he going to do this year in this offseason? What if Tennessee's not able to get one of those quarterbacks? You know what I'm saying? Is he just dead because they couldn't get a quarterback? Is he done?
They rolled Will Levis out last. I mean, Will Levis was 18-24 last week, Glenn.
That's what I'm saying. But you know what I'm saying? Like maybe he's not the answer or whatever. It's just he could think like, one more year of Will Levis, but we'll be able to get a couple tackle. We'll be able to get some, more wide receivers. We'll get better. I just, to me, I want to have some patience. I'm tired of firing guys every 2 years. That's more than just making the wrong coaching hire. That just means you're not a good organization and you're impulsive if you're doing that all the time.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. All right, let's get some of these questions. Then we'll talk about Gardner Minshew still playing quarterback. So QB in the first, if it's Ward or Sanders, and one of the leftover backs in the second. That's too much offense. This team needs some defense.
I don't think you have to draft a running back early just because you suck at running the ball right now. That's something. And look, in the offseason, sure. To be honest, I'm down to pay a free agent too, by the way. We'll see. I don't know what the free agency looks like, but yes, quarterback first. If we're going offense, I go quarterback, wide receiver.
Yeah, me too.
If it's Shedeur Sanders and you want to go get, I don't know what Jimmy Horn's draft stock is, but
is he coming out? I don't even know.
He's 20. He's 22 years old. So.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if he is, but I don't know what is if he has another year of eligibility or not. But Jimmy Horn's a stud. So someone like that in the second round, you got 2 third-round picks that are probably going to be very close to each other. The way the Jets are playing, I wouldn't do it that early. To me, I would just keep. I don't mind going offense 1 and 2. I don't mind that if that's what you see as the best value there. But yeah. I would definitely, if I find another corner, I would look to have Ja'Cory Bennett and another young corner the way the Eagles are doing it right now. Mm-hmm. That's what I'd be looking for.
Do you know Nick Chubb is a free agent next year?
It's interesting. Stuff like that. You draft a guy and sign Nick Chubb, you feel like you're okay, right? Because I think this offensive line is literally a scheme away from being legit.
Really? Wow. Nick Chubb, huh? Or like even James Conner.
What do you mean even? That's my number one. I mean, like, first day one of free agency, I want to sign James Conner and draft somebody.
I don't know. The first day of free agency, I would have signed Nick Chubb because Nick Chubb, he's coming off an injury. But I didn't know he's that old, but I think he's all right. I think he's fine.
I like, man, Conner with that AP style. Like, that's the kind of thing they need right now. Man. Look, I'm just saying you don't have to take a running back in the second round just because you can't run the ball right now. That's the impulsive Raiders thing that gets them in trouble.
Exactly. I agree with that. Like James Conner I didn't know Nick Chubb was a free agent, man.
Oh, Marcus just fell in love.
If you draft a quarterback, if you draft Shedeur Sanders and he's handing the ball off to Nick Chubb.
Yeah,
and he's healthy, right? I mean, he's probably coming back. If he doesn't get hurt at the end of this year, and we get a healthy Nick Chubb, because I don't think the Browns re-sign him, right? He's been hurt. He's 28.
No, and their money is funny right now.
Yeah, exactly. Big STD, you already know. T. Higgins, Chubb. Shadur Sanders can't work. Look at that offense that we have. We have a foundation: Brock Bowers, Nick Chubb, T. Higgins, Jacoby Myers.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about quarterbacks today, right? Because I have a dream scenario for quarterback and scheme. Yeah, so I'll save it for later. Yeah,
and I add on Colton Miller, Jordan Meredith, Jackson Powers Johnson, Dylan Parham. I don't know. That's might be a little bit of a squad.
That's what I mean. If you're an offensive coach and you're coming in, you're looking at you're going to be able to see the best 5 out there right now. You know, the one thing, you're going to be able to see the Meredith, Parham, Jackson Powers Johnson, Glaze, Colton Miller. You can work with that if you're any kind of if you're worth anything in this league. So I think it's going to be an enticing. They just need to lose out. It sucks. I hate it. I hate saying this. I'm against it normally. They do need to lose out though, because man.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, because if they win like 2 games, they're gonna be picking like an 8, which I gotta.
Yeah, it's a weird year. Like it's just a weird year because everybody's kind of tanking. That being said, the AFC South has like not really played that much against each other yet. That's gonna happen. I think the Saints are gonna run into a win, maybe against the Raiders. Sadly, there's gonna be some teams. I think the Raiders are just like dead. So like they're the most like dead team in the NFL right now.
Yeah. We didn't really answer the question, but like, QB in the first. We want QB in the first. I mean, I'm really not going to debate that all year. If they're picking top 5, they better take a damn quarterback. Take a chance on one of these guys. Don't. I don't know what veteran they're going to get unless they like sign Matthew Stafford. The only way that I would feel like okay, maybe we could get Travis Hunter or something is if they got Matthew Stafford.
Or if the Buffalo Bills get eliminated in the first round and just all hell breaks loose, the blame game. Stephen A. Smith's like, I'm just saying, when is Josh Allen gonna put it together? And then Josh Allen starts pointing the fingers. No, I have slightly given up on that. I'm sorry, guys.
They're 8-2 and they average 29 points a game.
Yeah, they look damn good, and he's balling.
What do you think will change to improve the run game? I actually got called out by Vinny because I was just thinking to go power. He's like, well, Scott Turner runs zone all the time. And I was thinking, Scott Turner did run power and Ron Rivera made him. I had to go look afterwards. I was like, Vinny was like too sure. So I went and looked on PFF. And PFF counts this one run called duo as zone. So, you really can't tell. And it was really close in like 2022. So I think they're going to go power. I mean, if they're smart, we'll see how smart they are.
We'll see how smart they are. That's good. We'll see how smart this 2-7 team is.
We'll see. We'll see, man.
Oh man,
we'll see. Let's see. Let's get to some of these questions. Do you think? I think that's the best 5. I think that's the 5 for the future.
I agree. Meredith's been such a surprise. I mean, I consider him part of the young talent, and they've kept him around too, which is nice. A nice developmental piece. It shows me that they can like develop some talent because he's been there about the last 2-3 years?
Yeah, I think his whole career. I think it's year 4. So he's unrestricted free agent. Is a restricted free agent, so they won't even lose him unless a team picks him up.
No, and you can up his you can match an offer sheet or something. I would because he does. He's playing really well. That's my problem is I'm watching this offensive line. I'm like, this is a pretty good group. This is good for a young quarterback to come into, like, because a lot of other, people talk about Caleb Williams' best rookie situation. It's like, I don't think that offensive line's as good as the Raiders right now.
Yeah. And to be honest, I mean, the way that since Jordan Meredith's been in there, I mean, Gardner Minshew's played better. Yes.
That's yeah.
He didn't play too bad against the Bengals. I think.
No, I agree. I agree. He was like whatever. He was whatever.
It's the best way to get. It's the best way to get out of him.
Yeah.
Right. Like, don't think I'm saying he should start next year, but I mean, because he might still be here next year. He might. There's a chance he's going to be here. I think.
I don't think he's going to be in a hurry to leave. Like, I think he's going to be like, I'm down to stay for another year if you guys will keep me. The way he talks, he's like, I'll stay, whatever. And. Sure, there's worse backup quarterbacks to have.
Yeah, exactly, man. Let's get this question out of the way. How confident are you that AP can develop a QB or bring in offensive staff to develop a QB? It depends. I mean, we got to see what he does with Scott Turner, right? Maybe he likes Scott Turner. Scott Turner makes it work. But AP does know a lot of people. I don't know what. I mean, he did. Everybody loves Cliff Kingsbury. He did try to bring in Cliff. He did try to bring in Chip Kelly. I mean, he might bring Chip Kelly. What if he brings in Chip Kelly? Like, you guys, are we mad about that, or how do we feel about that? I wouldn't be too mad about Chip Kelly just calling plays, not coaching. And I think Chip Kelly has a power system that fits his offensive line right now. So it all depends. I mean, if he can convince Chip Kelly to leave Ohio State, are we upset?
No.
I mean, because you got to be fair. Luke Getsy was the third guy, right? Luke Getsy is the third guy. They try to get Cliff. Everybody loves Cliff right now, even though the Commanders are starting to hit the Cliff wall. But we're all seeing it. They're hitting the Cliff wall. It's past week 9.
Yep.
They really haven't looked that good on offense in like 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Let's keep it real. But every article is, why didn't the Raiders get Cliff Kingsbury? And I'm like, well, because we haven't watched all 17 games yet. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But that's fine. But if he brings a Chip Kelly, man, are we upset?
I don't know. I will say Arnie beat me to it. Arnie in the comments said, what if you're picking number 1 overall? Now, number 1 overall, you pretty much, to an extent, have your mind made up. What if you bring in Shermer and draft Shedeur Sanders? Shermer's calling plays in Colorado.
No.
Sorry. You would not do it. You would not do it. Okay.
If they hire Pat Shermer, I
just calling plays? Just nothing? He's not head coach. He's developing the guy he's already developing. No?
Yeah. I guess DC Chip Kelly would feel like a letdown to me. Yeah, maybe.
I'm kind of there too. I don't. Chip Kelly's not exciting me. I've seen him in the NFL before.
Yeah.
And doesn't he gas the guys out and stuff? Like, you're gonna put Chip Kelly's gonna go to mile
high. The quarterbacks always play very well, though. I mean, Colin Kaepernick, they rode that season that Chip Kelly got out of him. I mean, Mark Sanchez threw like 21 touchdowns and 6 picks.
Yeah, but they stunk. I mean, everybody stinks under Chip Kelly. Like, that's the thing. Like,
Nick Foles do 25-2.
Yeah, I mean, sure. No, I agree. But I just mean, like, you're gonna go play mile high with Chip Kelly, just like running you to death. I don't know. Chip Kelly. I'm not good. I'm not. To me, I need McVay. I want Shedeur Sanders in a McVay offense, like McVay style. I will hire anybody that's ever even like delivered coffee to Sean McVay. Is what I would do. I want to use the middle of the field. That's what I want to do. I want to use the middle of the field with Shedeur Sanders, and that's what I would go for. And to the point where if they fired AP, like if they were to fire AP, let's just say it's just catastrophically bad towards the end of the year, and it's just embarrassing, and Mark Davis gets impulsive, I would go for a Zach Robinson or something from Atlanta and just be like, do you want to coach the Raiders? I want that style. I want people from that tree. I mean, I want to get almost lazy with it. Get the guy. Half the time, I feel like the Raiders get like too cute with their offensive coordinator hire. Go get the guy that just learned under Sean McVay.
Yeah, I agree.
Or Kyle Shanahan. One of those two guys. Those are the offenses that work when they get hired elsewhere.
Yeah. Do you guys think keep AP for next year? Have a kind of same question. I don't know.
I would understand either way. I would understand keeping him. I would understand firing him.
Yeah. So we kind of answered that question. A lot of people are talking about AP. A lot of people don't trust AP to pick an offensive coordinator. I can tell that. I can see that.
I think I don't. Maybe. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about right here. That was my thing. That was what I was saving it for later. Todd Monken. What if you hire Todd Monken as your head coach? I'm assuming Todd Monken as your head coach. He's not gonna come laterally.
Yeah, he's not gonna leave Lamar Jackson.
Not happening, obviously. So he's talking about head coach Jalen Milroe. I like Milroe a lot. I do. I actually think everybody thinks Cam Ward has the highest upside. I get it. Not a huge fan. Not the biggest Cam Ward fan. Played up down to down. I don't love watching him play. Jalen Milroe is a guy where I bring in, I don't know, let's say Todd Monken, whatever. Let's say it's just another offensive coordinator. I have a plan with Jalen Milroe. I'm doing what the Patriots did with Drake May. I'm just sitting him, easing him along. Insert veteran here starting. You have your ace in the hole. I think Jalen Milroe is a stud. But you cannot just throw him out there.
Yeah, I actually like Jalen Milroe. I only watched one game though on film. I watched the LSU game, which is probably his best game. So to be fair, and when you do that, you come out there with like an opinion of him. But I do think he's a little bit better from the pocket than people give him credit for. I think he is a little more accurate than people give him credit for, and he is extremely fast.
He runs if you were to just look at the TV, you'd be like, oh, somebody threw the ball to him. He's a wide receiver.
Speed. That's what I was.
And he's stout too. He's a stout guy. He's got the big arm. The thing is with him is he struggles with the intermediate a little bit. And that's tough. And that's why I said him not the first year. Nobody ever really sits the first year anymore. But I do look, if it's Minshew, if it's Joe Flacco next year, just whatever. Like I keep a guy out there for a couple games to let him learn the offense or whatever, and just kind of learn. We have Brady around, by the way. What do you think Brady's going to do if the Raiders draft a quarterback? It's going to help the guy. You would hope. You would hope that Tom Brady. You would hope. You own 10% of the dang team. Like you would hope. You would like, hey, come talk to me for a little bit. Let me show you something. Just things like that. Like you would hope. And they need to actually like develop this guy. Like this is, I don't think there's ever been a more important quarterback pick ever than what the Raiders are going to do this year. And it's not even just about the pick; it's about your plan with the pick. And I think Milroe's a guy you have a plan with.
You got a lot of questions today. Goddamn, man!
I got a lot of questions about the dang Raiders too. I'm gonna ask the fans.
The questions are live, man. So before I get to work questions, I got you guys' questions saved, so keep them coming. I got them saved here, guys. So keep them coming. Stay around for me to answer it, right? Stay around for me to answer. That's what I'll ask. But Gardner Minshew is the quarterback going forward. No Desmond Ridder. What are your thoughts, Glenn?
I mean, whatever. I don't know. It's like he's the quarterback for the year. Fine. Neither of those two guys spark joy for me, and I just want somebody to spam 89, just spam the ball to 89 all day. That's just all I want to see. I just want to see. I want them to get in position to draft their next quarterback, whoever that may be. But I also want to see Brock Bowers happy to be with a Raider. I want to keep him happy. I want him to catch 120 passes this year and be a baller and just be ready to rock next year. And that's fine, I guess. Maybe Scott Turner likes Gardner Minshew. Maybe he does. We'll see.
To be fair to Gardner Minshew, he has played decent the last 2 weeks. So I think that's why they're not pulling him. They probably reviewed the film. Maybe Norv Turner said something. But he did play. He was playing pretty well against the Bengals. And then the Chiefs, he didn't play too bad either. It really wasn't him. I mean, he's going to do the stupid shit that he always does, which is like running the sack. I mean,
yeah,
that shit, it drives me crazy. He's going to do that. It's nothing I can do about it. But, I don't think he's playing that bad the last couple of weeks, the last time he's been out there. So it makes sense why they went back to him, because he wasn't playing bad. Right. I don't think he lost a job. I don't think like people say the Bengals game he got benched. I just think they saw his shoulder and they were down like 30, whatever, how many points they were down, 31 to 10. And his shoulder was obviously messed up that week. So they kind of just took him out. But yeah, I'm just being fair here. And, I don't know where Gregory Black is, my Minshew, basically troller, my Minshew troll.
Yeah.
He's not here, but I'm being fair here. I thought he played pretty decent the last 2 weeks that he did play. So I think that's why they kept him in there.
Yeah. First off, Mr. Gregory Black, if you only have Minshew Mania for 10 weeks, do you even have Minshew Mania? You have to ask yourself that. It's time for some self-reflection on you. Where are you at? I want to see you in the comments when I wake up in the morning. I see people are talking in the comments here about Danny Dimes. That was the chat is just into my brain. Telekinesis, Philip K. Dick, a lot of stuff happening right now.
Yeah, I know.
They're in my head right now. I'm talking Milroe. I was like, whoa, man! Like, did you guys see my notes? I don't write them down either, so it's even scarier that you guys see that. I'm kind of like Danny Dimes, scab starter, Milroe waiting in the wing. Like, Danny Dimes, you buy low on that, see what happens. And then you have Milroe in the wing. But yeah, with Minshew, it's just the problem is like what he plays his own game, and I hate that. It's the reason I like Sanders over Ward is like he plays the game. You're able to evaluate your offensive coordinator. He's going to run the play as called. He can create a little bit if he needs to. I hate just this like, create for me, please, quarterback, and win some games so I can keep my job. That's where I feel like the NFL is right now. Create, please, so I can keep my job. Create, please. And Minshew just tries to go out there and just play backyard football. And, the first drive, it seems to work every time.
Yeah.
and it's the same. The Raiders lose the same fashion every single week. And I hate watching it, but I guess this is what we need to have happen, right?
Yeah, it is. It's just that he's not athletic. I don't know why he doesn't realize he's not athletic.
Yeah, that's the problem. How many times you got to get hit to know that?
It's been like 6 years, bro. You're not athletic, bro. And I tried to tell people that before the season. People were arguing to be like, he ran a 5.040 at the combine. Like, this guy is not athletic. Like, this is not some speedster. Like, he's slow as hell and he's older. And people swore that he was this mobile guy.
Yeah.
And all these things. And I'm like, bro, I don't know what you guys are watching.
Because he beat the Raiders a bunch of times. His best games are against the Raiders. I kept telling people that. I'm like, he can't even play his own team. Why would you sign the guy that only beats you unless you're going to stash him away and so nobody else can have him? But like even then, he's not worth that.
Yeah. That's why I'm happy they don't play Sam Darnold this year. I'm going to play the Vikings.
No, and Sam Darnold's stock is like they would have made the JJ switch this week if JJ was healthy.
I agree.
They would have done it.
That's why they're talking about him. They've been talking about him all week. Yeah, JJ, he's getting surgery again. Just so everybody knows, he's our starting quarterback next year.
That being said, like that being said, like if you tell me I have a Jalen Milroe waiting in the wing, if you give me a year contract to Sam Darnold, I don't hate that. Like the problem is am I pushing all my chips in for Sam Darnold or Danny Dimes or any of these? Like, if I have a guy waiting in the wing, maybe even pushing him. Yeah, I might get actually I might have a pretty good quarterback situation. Everybody's laughing at the Falcons right now, but I'd love to be the damn Atlanta Falcons right now. Holy crap. Kirk Cousins, and then you have Penix. It's like they were just like, I don't want to have any problems at that position for 10 years. That's what they said, basically. And yeah, maybe they could use some pass rush. They're the worst pass rush team in the league, the Atlanta Falcons, but their quarterback situation looks all right.
That's one of my Raiders wins because it's just payback because they took Penix from us. I mean, we wouldn't be having these conversations. Even, I wasn't the biggest Penix guy, but it would have been, I mean, Bo Nix, he was better than Bo Nix, and Bo Nix looks all right. So,
yeah, and again, like we're talking about teams. These are good ecosystems for quarterbacks to come in, and I think that's the thing I'm holding on. That's why I'm holding on to hope with the Raiders right now, is because I actually think they have a pretty good situation for a young quarterback, provided that they're able to bring in the right offensive coordinator.
Yeah, 100%. All right, let's get back to these questions here. If we pick out of the top 5, Ward and Sanders are gone, who would you draft? I would go Milroe.
Milroe, 100%. I actually, hot take, I like Milroe more than Cam Ward.
Oh, that is hot.
I like Jaden Daniels more than Caleb Williams.
That's hot.
I liked it at the time. Look, people would have said Daniels over Williams is hot last year. Cam Ward bothers me. Cam Ward bothers the hell out of me when I watch him play.
Yeah. Cam Ward is, how do I say this? He's a risk. He is.
He plays his own game. I don't like quarterbacks that play their own game.
And he's short. Exactly. I know people see Kyler Murray like, oh my God, Kyler Murray's balling, but like Kyler Murray's a freak. Like to be even how decent he is at that height, it means he's a freak. That's an anomaly, as we say with the big words. That's an anomaly. Like that's not normal. Like you see Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is short, and you see he's struggling to see the field. Like it's a thing. So that's the thing with Cam Ward, but Ward does a lot of intangibles. I think he has a lot of intangibles that I really like. I can just tell that he's a leader. He knows
he does. I have no question about.
Yeah, right. So that's why I think teams might start to like him. But the NFL is not where we're at with Cam Ward. That's the thing. We can talk about Cam Ward a lot, and the thing is we are not at Cam Ward. Yeah, Cam Ward's listed at 6'2", guys. Come on.
He looks about 6'1", I would say, out there, and I think
he's 6 foot.
Yeah, no, he doesn't look that big. I don't think he's. I don't know. It's weird. It just seems like every play he's just buying time. And look, he makes the big throw. Like, of course he does.
He makes a lot of big throws.
He does, but he makes a lot. However, he makes some dumb mistakes, and he would be punished a lot more than he is right now for the mistakes that he makes. He does. Yeah. I mean, man, like you got to ask yourself, why were they trailing to Cal? Why were they trailing to Virginia Tech when Glen Rockney bet on them that one time and needed them to cover 18.5 points? Besides the point, but when I lost money on Cam Ward, I'm a little mad. I've lost money on Cam Ward. He can't cover a damn spread. Tell you that much. I don't know if that means anything about my franchise quarterback. I'm not out on him. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that everybody's sitting around and watching highlights of his biggest throws and saying that's my guy. Everybody did that with Caleb Williams. People are falling in love with these big highlight throws. I think down to down, I think Sanders is better down to down, which I think that is a hack in the NFL now, is where you can run the offense on time and be quick with the ball. I think that's a hack in the NFL that not a lot of these young guys can do. And then I think Milroe is the guy when I'm like, I want to set the league on fire. Milroe's the guy for me.
To be honest, none of these guys are tall except one guy. And his name's Carson Beck. I see people talk about him being tall, and that's the thing. See the NFL. We're talking about Carson Beck.
I don't think you're right about that. About the NFL.
You don't think the NFL likes him? I don't know.
He can't turn the ball over the way he has. He's turned the ball over too much. I mean,
Jameis Winston did a lot too,
but he doesn't have the Jameis Winston big throws.
Yeah,
he's a quarterback whose game is a check down game.
Yeah, I watched this film. He's not seeing the field well at all. He's not.
But the team, so he's a guy who's looking like he's a guy that should be playing like Alex Smith, right? He should be doing that, which I would like him if that was the way he did. But he's turned the ball over 11 times in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Alex Smith didn't do that in a season. When Alex Smith was rolling, he wasn't doing that in a season.
Yeah. I'm just saying he is 6'4", 225. I'm just.
No,
and NFL teams would be like, well, he lost Brock Bowers. They don't have anybody you should draft on offense this year. Maybe if we put a good team around him, we got Brock Bowers, Kobe Myers. My next question is, do you still pay T. Higgins? I say yes. Glen's off it. I mean, he does want $30 million. That's a lot, but
is he that good?
I think he is.
Also, when are you available? Once every 3 weeks? I feel like you guys are never playing.
He is hurt a lot.
You're already hurt all the time, and I'm going to give you $30 million and bring you to Vegas.
I think they signed Mike Williams. I think they're going to sign Mike Williams.
That on a 1-year deal, I would bring him in and then draft somebody, and like that to me is like, all right, whatever, a little bit better.
Yeah, Curtis Rourke. Ernie Garza's asked about Curtis.
You got to watch him because I haven't watched a down of. He's Indiana, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have not watched a down of Indiana football. They're balling this year. You got to watch him. I'm excited for. I haven't watched him.
I haven't watched him yet either.
Yeah, is he coming out? Is that even? I haven't seen him in a mock.
I think he's a senior, man. He's like a 5th-year guy.
Well, yeah.
I think he was at Ohio.
He'll be the riser then. He'll be the riser. There's always one Senior Bowl riser.
See, I think the playoffs this year is going to tell a lot about these quarterbacks. If Curtis Rourke goes out there with Indiana and he wins a couple playoff games and he plays well, teams are going to take that into account.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter how old he is. We're shattering the old stereotype. That doesn't matter anymore, by the way.
Yeah, Jay Daniels was like 30.
Jay Daniels is old. Bo Nix is playing decent football. We haven't seen Michael Penix play yet, but I'd imagine he'd be able to run the offense pretty well. I was not a huge fan of him coming out, but
QBs are better older when they come out.
And you play till you're 38 anyways, if you're good. So whatever.
Yeah. Any worries about Miller? I say no. I think Miller got beat early on, but he hasn't really been getting beat lately.
Find somebody to develop behind him in the way that they had Jordan Meredith, kind of just in the system. But I would keep Miller another year.
Yeah. Who are the threats to take a QB in the bottom 10 teams?
Bottom 10. So we're talking Saints could do it. The Browns would love to get. I hope Jameis Winston wills the Browns into 6 wins because the Browns would love to do it because the only way they could add a quarterback that isn't Deshaun Watson is through a rookie contract. They would love to do it. Giants are like probably the biggest threat. Tennessee's interesting because I think Tennessee's in the market for a veteran, actually. With what they got going on, I think they're going to want to run the football over there, and they're going to want a veteran in there. I think he's tired of young guy bullshit over there. Who else is up there? Jacksonville's not taking a quarterback. They just paid Trevor Lawrence. New England is not taking a quarterback. Obviously, Drake May's looked pretty good actually, and I'm trying to think who else is in the top 10.
Okay. I mean, really, that's it. I mean, I'm looking at the projected top 10. It's not the full top 10, but it's projected. I mean, they're projecting the Giants to pick 1. So
yeah, that they're going to need to win some games. Their defense is actually okay though. I think their defense could like make a team play ugly against them, and they can win a game though.
Browns. I mean, do they? I don't think the Saints move on from Derek Carr. I think Saints fans are doomed with that. I think that the Saints keep Derek
Carr.
I
hope so. I hope they have him as long as we have him.
Derek Carr is going to get them to 7 wins. I told my brother that. My brother was like, "What do you mean?" Like Derek Carr's going to get you to 7. He's gonna finish this year with a bunch of ball and touchdowns. He's like 5th in EPA.
Yeah.
Derek Carr's not going anywhere. Derek Carr, he's a great guy. The city loves, not the whole. I mean, Twitter city, New Orleans doesn't love him, but the city probably likes him. The owners like him.
I think Saints fans want to like skin him alive. It's crazy. I was like, damn, dude, you guys. Even I'm feeling sorry for him. Yeah. but yeah, no, I you got to look at these teams that are in bad cap situations though, like the Browns. To me, I think they would because it's like, again, can you sign a veteran over Deshaun? No, because a veteran costs you 20-something mil a year at this point. So you can't add whatever Deshaun's insane Goodyear blimp cap, or Hindenburg more like it, cap hit. You can't pair that with another veteran. That's $100 million you're dedicating to the quarterback position. You'd have to bring in that rookie contract for that to be the case. They might do it in the second round. I could see them taking a Drew Aller, Carson Beck, these guys that I think are going to drop to the second round. By the way, I'm tripping off this Curtis Rourke guy. I'm interested. I think he's going to be the riser. I keep thinking, who's the riser in the draft? There's got to be one riser. It can't just stay like this, the top 3 as it is. There's got to be one riser that throws everything off. But I think the Browns maybe will be in that second round pick. But for right now, we need the Giants. I still think the Saints, because the Saints are going to have a new coach coming in. So the new coach might want a quarterback. That's kind of my thing. Like teams that are going to have the coaching turnover are going to need the quarterback. Giants are obviously going to clean house. Saints and Giants, to me.
Not if the Saints hire Gruden.
That would be funny. That would be funny.
Because if they hire Gruden, it's going to be the boys are back.
Yeah, and somebody said Carolina. That's the other team I couldn't think in my mind. We need to be the biggest Bryce Young fans if we're Raider fans. We need Bryce Young to go out there and tear it up. They need to give Kansas City their first loss of the year. They need to. I'm telling you, if Bryce Young goes out and plays beats Kansas City 21-19 or something, they're gonna keep him.
Yeah. Curtis Rourke is 6'5", 231.
Yeah, Marcus's ears just shot up. If you guys are turned away from your computer for a second, Marcus just shot out of the room.
Interesting. Very interesting.
In the Big Ten, where they're balling in the Big Ten right now.
Yeah, he's playing well, man. He is. I might have to get it.
How many Indiana receivers do you see going round 1? How many Indiana offensive linemen do you see going round 1? I don't know. I don't know,
man. All right. Let's start with the Dolphins game. Let's get to the Dolphins game. Like I said, we're gonna get you guys questions for sure. A lot of questions. I really appreciate the guys keeping it alive in the chat. Appreciate that for sure. So let's get to these odds and bets. I mean, the Raiders are playing the Dolphins. We're not really too excited about these games because I really don't know how they're gonna stop this team, especially when Nate Hobbs out. Darnay Holmes. Somebody asked who's going to play for. I did see that question. Who's playing for Nate Hobbs this week? And his name is Darnay Holmes, and he gave up the touchdown to Mike Gesicki. If you saw the breakdown with PD, he's just not very good. He's just not good.
That was our veteran corner we signed in the offseason.
No, right? He knows Graham's system. But Xavier Ward didn't sign either. You know what I mean? Like I thought that was funny. He's supposed to sign with some team. He like wanted too much money. Like how much money does he want?
Yeah, I don't know.
Bro, you're at home.
Yeah. Interesting.
You're at home. So, but the Raiders are playing the Dolphins. I really don't expect too much. I really don't expect the Raiders to win this game because I just don't think they're going to stop them.
No. Miami's playing well. Miami's playing well right now. I thought they looked really good against the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Like Tua looked really good. I thought their defense played well, and they're probably a little. Miami's probably just slightly out of it right now. Like they would have to go on like an insane run to get into the playoffs. That we'll see, but they'd have to be out of it. But I just think they're playing better football than the Raiders. They are running the ball really well, and this is another one of those games. Not going to be fun. Not going to be fun.
Yeah, it's not going to be the most fun game. So
that's my analysis. It's not going to be fun.
I don't know how fun this game's going to be watching. I watched a little bit of the film today. I was like, you know what? I don't know. There's a lot of speed on the film.
Yeah, and the misdirection stuff that they do. It's like I could just see every Raiders biting on everything. Hey.
Yeah. I guess what is the offensive identity for Turner's game plan against Miami? I don't know, man.
We'll see.
We're gonna find out.
We'll see. It's something to watch. I will say they're giving us something to watch. It's like that's something you can look at. It's not Luke Getsy lining it up against Miami. Like, oh man, let's see what happens. You're gonna be able to see a new. Maybe they'll run the ball better. They might be able to run the ball better.
I mean, that's gonna be the factor of all of this. They can run the ball better, and that's the biggest part of this move. Because I don't know what Scott Turner was doing in the past game. Was he the passing game coordinator? What was he doing? Mm-hmm. Was he coming up with some of these ideas? Was it Getsy? That's what we're gonna find out. But I mean, historically, like he's basically kind of a mixture of the West Coast and Air Coryell. So we're gonna see a little bit of that. Probably some more throws downfield. Somebody asked, "Can Minshew run 9.89?" I didn't see that question. Somebody asked that. And can Minshew throw a 9.89, which is a Air Coryell staple? And I mean, probably not consistently. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. Also, why didn't they fire that linebacker coach that calls the run game? To me, that's who I fire.
I mean, is he still doing that?
They didn't fire him. Teflon. He's made a Teflon apparently because it's like, dude, that was still maybe the dumbest hire.
I just hope that's the best defense. We haven't got he hasn't been interviewed or anything, so hopefully he is the defensive run game coordinator. Hopefully that's what we're hoping for, Glenn.
Well, that's not been good either. I mean, I don't know. I mean, either way, I thought that was crazy. They just like, we got this star in the making. We're gonna Travis Hunter him in the coaching staff. He's gonna be both sides of the ball. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know, man. All right, so let's get to some of these over-unders here. Start off with Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew is pass yards 199.5, pass touchdowns 0.5, pass attempts 29.5, pass completions 19.5. So those are the over-unders for Gardner Minshew. Your thoughts, Glenn?
That picture's taking me out right now. What's up with dude? He's fired up. Is he complaining or is he fired up?
I think he's changing plays.
Oh Lord. Man. Yeah. I will say under on pass yards, over on pass TDs. I think you get to 1. Under on pass attempts, under on completions.
Okay. I'm gonna go over on all of these. Because I think I don't know how many touchdowns, I mean, how many yards he's gonna throw, but I think he gets over 200. He's gotten over 200 the last 2 games, so I think he can do that. The Dolphins' defense is not like amazing, so I think he can get if he has a good rapport with Jacoby Myers. I think he can get the ball to those guys. Like I said, he hasn't been playing too bad the last 2 weeks. So I do think he might throw it. He's going to throw a touchdown. I think I don't think this game's going to be close. So I think he's going to get over those attempts and those completions. Because I just don't see how they could stop them.
No, I think Graham's going to have a tough time this game.
Yeah, I mean, because they had trouble stopping them last year, and they had better players on the field, right?
Yeah, they got some turnover. They got turnovers, which they're not forcing this year, but they got turnovers on.
And they stopped them on third down. I think they're like 3 or 12 on third down.
Mm-hmm.
But it's yeah. I think that there's gonna be some garbage time, and I don't know if it's gonna be his fault where they pull him and those type of things, but we'll see. I do think I think he's gonna at least throw one touchdown, and he's gonna get over those pass attempts and even the completion. So that's what I think. I think it's a safe bet to do that, but we'll see. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Let's get to the next one. Which after that, it doesn't get really too crazy with the stats. I mean, they obviously think the Raiders' offense is not going to do shit. So we're going to get into it. Alex Madison, 38.5 yards.
Whew.
Anytime touchdown plus 160.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who Scott Turner's favorite running back on this team is. Because that's really what I would stay away from this if any degenerate Raider fans are betting on this. I would stay away from it because you just don't know who Scott Turner is going to favor here. He might be like, I know the answer to unlocking Zamir White. Maybe he does. I mean, 38 is like Madison's first 2 drives usually looks really good. He could like get 45 yards rushing on the first 2 drives and just be like, then be shitty for the rest of the game. I'll take the over rushing yards, and then I'm not taking anytime touchdown.
Yeah, I don't know if I take anytime touchdown either. It's the over on the rushing yards that scares me because he's either like 15 carries for like 45 yards, or he's like 14 carries for 15 yards. You don't know what you're going to give Alex Madison at this point, especially since he's the starter, right? They feel like he's the starting running back, which I think is crazy. But that's what they feel like. They feel like he's going to get it done. And Zamir White hasn't been getting too many carries like that. I think he only got like 3 carries against the Bengals, and or maybe more than that. Maybe it was more than that. I don't know, but it wasn't a lot. He didn't get a lot.
Yeah,
right. But I think Madison. It's hard. I would take the over on the yards. And maybe even take the anytime touchdown just because I think the Raiders they're not gonna get shut out. So you either gonna bet the over on Minshew, or I think Alex Madison gets a touchdown. So maybe I take both of these, but I don't know how many carries it's gonna take for him to get to 38. That's the scary part, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a tough. It's a stay away from me for sure. On all of that.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's get to the good players here. Let's get to some good players.
Sure. We do
Brock
have
Bowers.
one.
We do, yeah. Brock Bowers, right? Brock Bowers, 5.5 receptions, receiving yards 54.5, anytime touchdown plus 215.
Yeah, I think he gets a touchdown. I think he gets a touchdown in this game.
Okay.
I would take that. I like anything with a 2 on it, plus 2, anything on anytime touchdown for that. You could double your money up there. And the receptions have been interesting because, man, they're either peppering the ball to him or not. I like the over on receiving yards. It's just gonna be a little 5.5. That's like right at it. I'll say over on all 3. Why not? Ball out, Brock.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because I think Jacoby Myers is taking up some of his targets. So this one's tough for me. I'm going to take the under on receiving yards and over on receptions. I think we get like a 6-catch, 50-yard game where he's going to be like moving the chains. If you want to get froggy, take the anytime touchdown because I think they're going to try to get him going in the red zone. But I still think Jacoby Myers, we were to talk to in a second, I think he's Gardner Minshew's best friend. I think Minshew likes him a lot. Likes to throw the ball to him. I mean, people ask why are Brock Bowers' targets down? Why is he not getting targets? A lot of it's because Minshew likes throwing to Jacoby Myers. And I think that's going to be a little bit more of his go-to, and the guy he's leaning on is Jacoby Myers. So that's what I'm going to take the over on receptions and the under on yards. But I would take the touchdown. So we'll see. I see somebody said I think the first half they get to Bowers and they throw to Ramsey in the second half. Similar to the Broncos game, maybe. Yeah, that could be a point. I saw somebody say that, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a little scary because like Jacoby Myers takes a lot away from Brock Bowers. So, I mean, you could say that they take the over and then he's gonna throw to both these guys and they're gonna find ways to get them open. But I think Myers gets more of the targets here.
Yeah, I think so too. Myers is clearly the guy.
Yeah, Myers is the guy for sure. Which is a transition. It's called Jacoby Myers. His receptions is 5.5. His receiving yards is 60.5, and his anytime touchdown is plus 210.
I like the over on receptions. I think he's going to get the ball underneath a lot. He's going to get the Jalen Ramsey treatment, probably, right? I mean, for the most part. So that's something to think about. I don't think they're going to have Brock Bowers. I don't think they're going to have Ramsey on Bowers. I don't think, at least. So that's something to think about. I'll take the over on receptions. Everything else I'd stay away from.
I'm gonna take the over on receptions and receiving yards. I think he's gonna have like 70 receiving yards, something like that. I think he's because, like I said, he's a main guy who gets targeted by Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew loves throwing Jacoby Myers. We saw it last against the Bengals when he had his 8 catches for 105 yards. They got pretty good timing too. He does a good job of throwing him those fades and stuff like that. He caught a touchdown that week, didn't he? No, that was Chiefs. You gotta go against Chiefs. How against the Chiefs, but even that game, you saw some of the connection that they have. So I think that he's gonna really target Jacoby Myers this game, and I think he's gonna get a lot of looks. I think Jacoby Myers. I'm gonna go with hitting the overs on this one. I don't know about the anytime touchdown because it depends on where you want to go with it. You got to pick one of these guys. I don't know how many touchdowns they're gonna score.
Yeah. Do the math. Gardner Minshew has 0.5 as his over-under for touchdowns. So you really can't bet 2 Raiders unless you think the Raiders are going to just go off this game, which I don't think they are. But, you got to pick just one guy for any time touchdown.
Yeah. I mean, the Dolphins' defense isn't that bad.
No, I think they're pretty good. I was pretty impressed with what I watched on Monday Night Football. So I was like, ooh.
Well, they're 12th in overall EPA. So I don't know how much they're going to score.
They're good against the pass. I mean, I think their pass rush is not that great. But their pass coverage is really good.
Yeah, they got some good pass coverage. Yeah. It's funny you said that they're actually better at rush EPA than they are in passing EPA.
Oh, well, you're talking about rushing defense. Yeah, like stopping the run.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about pass rush.
I was saying their pass rush is not exactly. Jalen Phillips is out for the year, so it's like they're okay. I think they're gonna have time to make plays, but yeah, I mean,
yeah, we'll see with that, man. All right, so let's get to this game line here. Game line, spread -7 Dolphins. I don't know if that's changed since I've done this. Money line, Miami -325 plus 260 LV. Over under 44.
Dolphins are going to cover. I think it goes over. I'm looking at like a 31-16 game around there is where I would have that at, with a Raiders late touchdown to hit the over. Going to be down multiple scores most of the game. This is sad. I feel like I'm reading a eulogy for the Raiders, but I don't know. They're just not good. I mean, they're just not a good team right now. I mean, it's there. I would bet the Dolphins in this. I am in a pick 'em pool. I did pick the Dolphins to cover. It was at 6.5, but whatever. I mean, I think look, the Raiders are everyone's get right game. They've got right against the Rams. I think they're going to get extra right against the Raiders, and the Dolphins are probably going to finish like 8-9 on the year. You know what I mean? Or 7-10 or whatever. And provided Tua stays healthy. Now that's another thing too. They might just knock Tua out of the game. I mean, it might happen.
Crosby could do that.
Somebody could. I mean, Tua bangs his head on like a thigh of somebody, and he goes out of the game. I mean, it's weird. He tried to tackle a Rams linebacker last week. The guy's insane.
Yeah.
So I mean, that could happen. Then you get Skylar Thompson comes in or whatever, and yeah, maybe the game is that. So you do have to leave the caveat. But provided Tua plays the whole game, yeah, this is bad.
Yeah, because even last year when I thought they slowed down the Dolphins a little bit, they still lost by 7. So I mean, you're playing with fire with the spread. I do think it goes over though. I'm gonna take the over. I'm gonna take the over 44. That would be the safe bet that I would take on this one. But yeah, it's just gonna be hard for the Raiders to slow these guys down. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be tough, man.
Yes, it is.
Real tough. All right, let's get to some of these questions. Then we'll get to the NFL game lines here. Have you had any chances to look at any DT prospects? Actually, no. That's Matt Holder is for.
Yep.
But
Matt's gonna have plenty of time for the offseason to he's by that time I think he's gonna be ready to get back to the films to watch all the DT.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of any DT prospects I could think of. I mean, the only one I could think of is Mason Graham, and Mason Graham's going top 5 or something.
He's going top 5. My boy Howard Cross out of Notre Dame. Keep an eye out for Howard Cross out of Notre Dame. Guy's a stud, 99 beast.
Okay, all right. How common is it for a guard to tap the center before snapping the ball? I see Parham do that a lot with James. It's pretty common. It's pretty common stuff. It's just something offensive linemen so they can make sure that they're online. And in the right spot there. I remember you said that Jaden Daniels was the safest QB in the draft. Do you think the safest QB is the way to go in this draft? Your comparison breakdown got me thinking now. See, that's the choice for the Raiders. Yep. Like Shedeur Sanders is the safer guy. He is.
Yeah.
He is a safer guy. Like you talk about his arm limitations, you can talk about all those things, but he is a safer guy. Like I know what I can do with him, right? I know how I can build the offense. I know Dane Brugler wasn't talking very high with him. People didn't like my comp either, but it was. I didn't get too many comments about the comp, but it's just when he plays quarterback. I think there is some limitations there, like throwing outside the numbers. I don't know how well else he's going to do that, but if you get him in a good West Coast offense where he's throwing digs and choice routes and stuff like that, you'll be fine. So
I think his comp is Kirk Cousins.
Are you Kirk Cousins? Oh, yeah, that's not bad.
I think his comp is Kirk Cousins, and I think he's gonna. I think he would get to a point where it's like, will he ever be elite? Most people don't think Kirk Cousins is elite. However, I would take Kirk Cousins as a starting quarterback on the Raiders right now. So it's just one of those things. Yeah, number 1 overall. It's not the most inspiring number 1 pick. I think there's something to him though. I don't know. There's something weird to him. He has no run game in Colorado. His offensive line's terrible. He has to get rid of the ball really fast, which I think will help him at the next level. His comp is not Teddy Bridgewater. Yeah, no. His comp to me is Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins?
He was a 4th-round pick. That's fair. He was a 4th-round pick, but Kirk Cousins is pretty damn good right now.
Yeah. Would it make sense for the Raiders to trade back to like 3 or 5? They had number 1.
No. You have to trust your coaching staff. You have to trust your Italian evaluators, and you take the number 1 pick. They will have, if they're picking number 1, then that means they're picking high in the 2nd round, and they'll have 2 high 3rd round picks because the Jets suck too. So there's just no need to trade down at that point. If you just know that somebody is, you don't want to play that game. Well, I know so-and-so is going to take it, so I'll trade back to 3. No. You're picking number 1 for a reason. You get your pick of the litter.
Exactly. Does AP get credit for development of Daniels at ASU since ASU kept winning 8 games and going 8-5? I say no.
Development? No, he didn't. Recruit. He might have recruited him, but he doesn't develop him.
No, they were the most underachieving ASU teams ever.
Yeah, in fact, that's kind of a red flag, honestly. Like, is the fact? I mean, that was the knock on AP. Was like, why did ASU suck ass with all that talent? Or not suck ass? They were mediocre. But yeah, that's not fair. Your Sun Devils are playing better ball right now.
I know exactly.
Yeah.
Without NFL quarterback.
No, but shout out to who's that running back? That white dude is a monster.
Cam Scatterbo.
Beast.
He's a monster, bro. He can catch and he can
Beast. Run. I love him. Yeah.
Cam Scatterbo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What is our offensive identity? What is Turner's effect? I mean, as I said, I don't know how much the offensive identity is actually going to change. I think they might just throw downfield or try to attempt to throw downfield more. And I think they're going to change with the run game. I don't believe they're going to keep doing the stubborn outside zone shit if it's not working. If they're smart. But they could be dumb. So
they could be dumb. That is correct.
They could be. Do you like the go-go offense from UNLV? Yes, I do. I do like me some Brett Marion, but I don't know if AP would be that
ambitious.
Ambitious, yeah.
I could see him getting a the guy from UNLV. I could see him getting a college head coaching job soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. Who's going to play? We're going to answer this question. That's Darnay Holmes. How many teams in the top 10 besides the Raiders will actually get the okay from Dion to draft Shador?
I don't know, man. If they're forcing it, then let it happen. That's the way I see it. Like if they're forcing to the Raiders, Shador to the Raiders, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. I don't know. It hasn't happened since Eli Manning.
I mean, when you look at it,
similar quarter. It's kind of a similar. I mean, Eli is not. I won't say Eli is a similar quarterback to Sanders, but like he's kind of one of those guys where it was like, you watch his NFL career, it was like, damn, that was a number 1 overall pick, but he ended up winning. It was like weird. It's kind of how I see Shador. I think he's a lot more headstrong than a lot of people give him credit for. I think people think he's this diva, and maybe he is a little bit, but he's also young, and all of these guys are divas now. This generation is all divas. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting if Dion forces the situation. Now, what I hope is that he forces the situation and then doesn't try to oversee his entire career, because Dion, I think, has a coaching career ahead of him, and I don't think it's the NFL. I think he's going to be the Florida State head coach.
Me too. I do,
because Jay Norvell is going to get run out of town.
They're like, what are they, 1-9?
They're horrible. My guys beat them. I thought it was a JV team I was watching. They've opened up at preseason number 10. They suck.
Yeah, he's getting fired, bro.
So Dion, I mean, that's an easy call. That's a pay upgrade and everything. Dion's going to coach Florida State, I think. So
yeah.
So and look at the way you look at Dion and Shador, LeVar Ball, Lonzo Ball, and LaMelo Ball, and all these guys. You don't hear about LeVar Ball at all anymore. Now that these guys are all pros, you don't hear about it at all. That was a college thing. So I actually think that's not going to be a big deal.
Yeah, you don't hear LeVar Ball at all.
At all. And I thought he got a raw deal to begin with. I thought LeVar Ball was a good dad.
Yeah.
To be honest. Like, I was like, the guy's a good dad. Yeah.
Why the hell did they get rid of Tyler Hall? I don't know. I don't know what team. I think he's on the Eagles now.
Yeah, but what is he even playing? They have like 50 DBs that are balling out.
They got the exciting whites.
They do. Riley Moss is balling in Denver too. I might suit up. I'm 6 foot. I'm 6 foot 185, dude.
You can check your back pedal, bro. Let's check your back pedal looking like.
Yeah, right. It sounds like my Achilles tendons are like Funyuns, dude. Yeah, no, I got nothing.
What's your back pedal looking like, bro? We can put you in cover 3, man. Just get you side turn, bro. Just read the zone. Just
put me on Justin Jefferson. I'm playing Twister. I'm playing Twister on the ground.
Yeah, man. I mean, at least at corner, you don't have to tackle that much, right?
No, and guess what? I wouldn't be doing is tackling.
You get out the way, like
I'll be high fiving the guy that cleaned up my missed tackle. Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right. Is Tetu Roa McMillan a freak? Yeah, he's a good wide receiver. I think he's a pretty good wide receiver. I think his quarterback is having a really, really bad year.
Is he wide receiver 1 probably, or Luther Bird? I like Luther Bird.
Some people have Isaiah Ford from Texas as wide receiver 1.
I haven't really watched him much. I mean, I have. He hasn't like jumped off the screen to me. Maybe I'm just, I'm not saying he's bad or anything, but Luther Burden to me is, and they're having a bad year too, Missouri. Yeah. Like for what I thought they were going to be. Brady Cook was my guy coming into the year. He's not having a good year. So
no, he's not. Michael Mayer's impact on game is
he playing?
Yeah. I think is he?
I mean, I can see him being inactive for this game. I mean, just you haven't played since week 2, I could. I mean, is he really in football shape right now? Was he like working out while going through personal issues? I don't know. I really don't think so.
It probably would be smart to make him inactive.
I would make him inactive personally. I mean, tight end right now, it's not like they're like hurting it.
He's questionable. Like he was full practice, but he's still questionable.
I want Michael Mayer to come out ready to play next year and see. And then next year is the kind of like make or break year for him as a Raider.
Yeah. else we got before we get to these games? What the hell happened to Max Crosby? I mean, Max Crosby is basically by himself. I mean,
it's too bad. I mean, Kuntz, Wilkins, we never really got to see it, man. It's just really that's the bummer about this
sucks
year.
ass.
That's the bummer about this year. Shout out Caleb on Chase on Tyree Wilson. I think they're playing pretty good ball right now. Actually,
yeah, they're not playing bad. They're not playing bad.
No, and Caleb on Chase on's a guy. I was saying like I like the Al Davis mode of taking chances on former first round picks. They're first round picks for a reason, whether it was fool's gold or not. See if it works somewhere else. He's not nothing. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, for sure. We'll Turner dial Tucker. I mean, maybe.
Will someone throw it to him? Does someone have the arm to throw it to him?
Yeah. Exactly. Do they draft a running back in the second or third? Kind of talked about this already, but I would go third if they do.
Third, and it better be somebody that slipped. Like it better be somebody like a Travion Henderson or something, or like a guy that like should have gone in the second round. To be honest, I push that off. I go veteran, and then I get a developmental day 3 guy. That's what I do. Not Dylan Lobby, a guy that carries the football.
Tyson or Paul?
Jake Paul, sadly. I love Mike. I love Iron Mike. You're 59 years old fighting. I don't know. Someone bigger than you that's had professional fights. I'm not a boxing expert, so don't.
Me either.
Has it started yet? Because after this, I'm throwing it on.
No. We got time, bro. We got time.
Okay.
They got to come out to the ring.
They got the ladies. The ladies are fighting right now, right?
Yeah, the ladies are fighting. They're still interviewing her, and then we got to do the whole pre-talk.
Well, they got Rosie Perez. Is this on Tubi or something? Like, bro,
it's on Netflix, bro. It's on Netflix.
I know, but like Rosie Perez is like commenting on the fight. I'm like, why is Rosie Perez commenting on this? Like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know, man. We'll see what
look. I'm playing Bruce Springsteen's Glory Days song too. I want Mike Tyson to go out there. Look, for us, 30 and up, like we want to see it. I get it. They had it. I watched it before we were on. Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield were talking shit to each other. It was pretty funny. All that stuff is fun. Glory Days, but Jake Paul's a lot bigger than Mike Tyson, and he's a lot younger. I mean, like right now, like. I think Trill Withers on Twitter said it really good. He's like, man, this just sucks to watch because like maybe Mr. Beast could cross up Michael Jordan right now. And what I'm saying, like Michael Jordan looks like shit. Like, so we'll see.
We'll see, man. I don't know. Even though I think Jake Paul might win, I'm still leaning Tyson because
I'm going for Mike Tyson.
I just can't believe it. I can't believe it until.
I don't want to see him get knocked out. If he gets knocked out, I'm gonna be really sad, bro.
I can't believe it until it happens. So I'm not gonna believe.
I'm gonna be so sad if that happens. No.
Does Ritter play in this game? I mean, we really don't want him to at this point.
No, let's just we got guys. We got to just grin and bear it.
You think Kingsbury and they were not trading second pick? Cliff is in the building.
Yeah, he picked that job because look, there was that weird thing with the contract. I still don't think that's true. The Albert Breer thing with the extra year. Most guys, when you're cooking at offensive coordinator, you ain't nowhere for 3 years. By the way.
Yeah, exactly. Foes doing last couple questions. When do we finally switch to this is a development year by AP? I don't know.
Apparently that's happening right now, whether we like it or not, because I think he's safe for this year.
Does Dylan Lobby get some PT?
Might as well, because you got to find out if this guy's an NFL player or not.
I agree. All right, let's get these NFL lines. We get college lines, and we get out of here. So Ravens first, Steelers. We got spread -3.5, money line -170 plus 145. Pitt over under 48.5. What do you think about this game?
You always, in an AFC North rivalry like this, you take the underdog, especially when you got more than a field goal that you're getting in your favor. You take the Steelers. It's at, I'm sorry. Like, Baltimore's good. Their defense, to me, their defense is weird. They're good up front. They're good against the run. Steelers like to run the football. They're running the ball pretty good this year. But, I mean, shout out to Russell Wilson. He's playing pretty well. I mean, like shout out to him. They have good wide receivers. Good offensive coordinator. Tomlin is a home dog. Come on.
Yeah, and the Steelers own the Ravens.
They do. And Lamar does some, man, he's having a great year. They look good. He's got his games where he looks really dumb. In fact, one of the Raiders wins is where that happened. He's got his games, and I think we might have a meltdown in this game.
Yeah, the Steelers own them. That's why I would go. I'm going Steelers money line when I do this.
I agree.
I'm going Steelers money line because I think the Steelers win this game.
Ooh, plus 145. That's a nice payout too.
Yeah. I'm going with that one. I'm going Steelers, just because he's just not good against them. He'll lose to like Mason Rudolph. You know what I mean?
Yes, he will. And the Steelers, what I love about Tomlin and the Steelers is like if they're playing ugly, they make you play ugly with them. Can you nobody like balls out while the Steelers play ugly. They'll play ugly, and then the opponent has to play ugly just for some reason. They just have to. It's weird. Like that. That's why Tomlin's one of the GOATs.
All right, we got Rams versus Pats. Spread -4.5 LA, money line -2.5 LA, plus 170 NE, over under 43.5. You like this game? What'd you like about this game, Glenn?
Pat's money line is what I like about this game.
Oh, you're taking the Pat. You're on the Jake May trade.
The Rams are a different team outdoors.
Okay,
different team outdoors. It's not bad weather. I think Drake May's starting to play pretty good football right now. Their defense is not bad. They have Christian Gonzalez is good.
Especially since Gerard Mayo called them soft, but they all reacted to it.
Yeah.
They've won 2 games in a row since then.
Yeah, Bill Belichick got mad, but you can't say it didn't work.
They won 2 games since then.
They have no reason to tank. This is a team that has no reason to tank. The Pats. I think they I don't know. It's weird. I think they'll be able to run the ball a little bit against the Rams. Now, one thing the Rams do, if the Rams get a 10-point lead, this game is over because their defensive line is nasty. Cut low key. The Rams defensive line, all first and second year players, they are good. But against the run, they can be had. And I think this is going to be an ugly game where the Rams lose by a field goal. Their kicker, Josh Carty, had a good week last week, but he's a rookie kicker. And there's going to be probably a little wind. It's outdoors. This is not SoFi. I think the Pats win this game. I would, if you're going to be conservative about it, I would take the 4.5 points at home.
Okay. I kind of agree with you there. But I don't know. I feel like the Rams might figure something out and pull that game out. I would say though, take the under. That's what I would do in this game.
That's a good bet too. Yeah, I agree. It's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be an ugly game. Yeah.
Outside might be a little colder.
They say it's a 50-degree day. That's not bad in New England for November.
Yeah, that's not bad. All right, Bengals versus Chargers, which I see Raiders fans dick riding Jim Harbaugh this week. I saw that.
It's embarrassing.
The dick riding of Chargers. I just don't. Why are we dick riding the Chargers?
We all know the guy that does it every week. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, we got to stop dick riding the Chargers. Okay, and I know they hired Jim Harbaugh. We don't have Justin Herbert, but the Chargers play they play the Bengals, then they play the Falcons, and then they play some other really good team. 3 games in a row. So we'll come back to this and see about the dick riding, but I think they lose this game to the Bengals. I don't know what it is.
I agree. The problem is every time I'm high on the Bengals, they disappoint me. But I think Burrow's having his best season.
He is.
He is out of control, dude. My tea's gone cold. I'm wondering why. He's got that bleached hair. He's insane. Because he used to be happy-go-lucky, put the shades on, I'm cooler than everybody. Now he's gritty. He's underground rap right now. like Burrow, he's balling, dude. Yeah, performing shows for 8 guys in the army. He's balling right now. And I think the Chargers are one of those teams they can destroy a bad team. Destroy a bad team. They did week 1. They aren't good against good teams. Yeah, and I think this is going to be similar to that Cardinals game that they lost.
See, this game for sure take the under because the Chargers haven't let more than 20 points all year, right? So I think this game you got to take the under, okay? Because I think this is going to be a 20-17 game, just like I was talking about the Rams and Pats. Because I think the Chargers on offense, Justin Herbert's playing well, but Justin Herbert's also going 14 of 18.
Yeah, yeah.
He's going 14 of 18, and he had 9 carries last week. So I feel like Justin Herbert's going to get hurt at some point this year. He had 9 carries last week. He had 9
carries
in the football.
And they're fucked if he gets hurt.
Like that is crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you? so he's trying to turn him into like Alex Smith / Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is trying to turn him into 14 to 18, 9 carries, 32 yards. You know what I mean? Like it's
and this is the Bengals season.
IPA.
And this is the Bengals season, by the way.
Yeah,
if they lose this game, they're out. I like where they're at. I like Joe Burrow in that scenario. I don't know if T. Higgins is playing or not, but either way.
I think he is. I think he's playing this week.
Okay, so if he's playing, yeah, Chase Brown, I think throwing the ball to Chase Brown in the backfield, they're going to find a way, I think.
Yeah. All right, Chiefs versus Bills. What do you think about this one?
My mind's telling me Buffalo, but my body is telling me the Chiefs.
The R. Kelly reference.
Yes.
My body's telling me Chiefs.
Yeah.
My body.
Yeah.
My body's telling me Bills.
Yeah, that's me at the betting line every weekend is R. Kelly lines. I would say that the Chiefs are going to win this game. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be bureaucratic. It's going to suck. It's not going to be fun the way that they win. Guess what? The Chiefs have a backup kicker. It's a practice squad guy from the Jets. And Butker's out. They have a practice squad guy from the Jets. You know damn well who's making the game-winning field goal and what the story's going to be all week. The practice squad guy from the Jets. Oh, my gosh. The Chiefs, how good are they? They're going to win. It sucks. They're going to win, and then watch them lose to the damn Panthers in week coming off a bye or something. With the Panthers coming off a bye, that'll be their dumb loss. Is the loss to the Panthers. They're gonna beat the Bills.
I'm going Bills. I'm going Bills this week. I'm gonna go Bills because the Bills are at home. Okay, and the Bills for some reason always beat them in the regular season. So I'm gonna go with history, and for some reason the Bills owning them. The Chiefs offense hasn't really done that well. They keep barely beating teams, and I think it's going to catch up to them this week because the Bills and Josh Allen are going to make some plays that some of these other quarterbacks aren't going to make, and I think Josh Allen's going to take the Bills take these games serious. They take playing the Chiefs serious.
Yeah, sure.
Right? So I think I'm going Buffalo. I'm taking the spread -2. I think they're going to beat that. I think they. Maybe if they don't win this game by a lot, I think they're going to win it by enough.
Yep.
But I'm definitely taking the over. I'm taking the over in this game.
Why not?
All right. So let's get to some college football. We got some college this week, guys. We got college this week.
Good week.
Got a good week of college. We got Utah versus Colorado. -11 Colorado. -425 Colorado. +330 Utah. Over under 45. What do you think about this one?
I like Colorado. I think they're going to beat the crap out of Utah. Utah's offense is terrible. It's at Colorado. Colorado needs to win out to be a playoff team, and I think they will be a playoff team.
Okay. All right. You taking Colorado?
Yeah.
See, big STD. I was thinking about taking Utah, but he changed my mind because he's a Utah guy. I'm taking Colorado -11 because he said that. So I'm taking Colorado.
Yep.
All right. Arizona State versus Kansas State. Is Cam Scatterbo back? That's why. Before I pick this game, go ahead. You pick it, Glenn. But I'm looking. Cam is back.
I like Arizona. I like Arizona State for sure. I like them getting points. I think that's gonna be a shootout. It's gonna be a shootout down to the last second. Kansas State's good, but Arizona State, man, they battle. They battle. The boys battle.
Oh man. I'm gonna say ASU covers at least. That's what I'm gonna say. I think
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Yeah, 7.5. I mean, yeah.
I think they're gonna cover this game. Scatterbo is playing. I looked it up. Scatterbo is gonna play this week. He's returning, so I think this gonna be a big deal for them. And I think Kansas State is very beatable. I think ASU, if Levitt plays well, I think Levitt is kind of to be the difference in this game because Scatterbo is gonna be. Is it Scatebo? Is it? It might be Scattybo.
Tim Scatebo. Tim Tebow.
Scatebo.
Scatebo.
Scatebo, right? He's going to be back. I think they cover at least. So I think Kansas State is going to be good. But for them to win the game, Levitt's going to have to be good. But Levitt's just so hit and miss, man. He's so hit and miss.
Take this next one, Marcus. I just got to run to the restroom real fast. But take this next one. I'll be right back.
All right. Tennessee versus Georgia. So the spread 9.5 Georgia. minus 375 Georgia, plus 295 Tennessee, over under 47. Now, I think Tennessee covers. I don't know what maybe I'm going to be wrong here, but Georgia has not looked 9.5 over Tennessee the past couple weeks. I don't know what you guys think in the comments, but in my opinion, I have not seen that where I don't take Tennessee at least to cover this game. I'm taking that plus 9.5 at least. I mean, if you want to get crazy, right? And yeah, Nico's expected to play for Tennessee. You might want to take that plus 295. I don't know. I feel like that's a good bet. My dude Trey Majors might not like to hear that. But after last week and then losing to Ole Miss, which I think Ole Miss is a good team, but they're not like a dominant team that you would think Georgia would lose to. And they got some great defensive players. Like Ole Miss has like they're basically the whole front seven is going to get drafted. But still, I like Tennessee in this one, and I might even take the money line, man. Georgia is just they've been playing with fire last couple of weeks. I mean, they almost lost to Kentucky, didn't they?
You were taking Tennessee money line in this game?
I'm thinking about it, man.
It's pretty good. I like Tennessee. I like Tennessee getting 9.5. I don't think Georgia's played the toughest schedule in college football.
Yeah.
We're used to Georgia just dominating and winning national titles, but that's why it's been such a great college football season this year, is because there's just no top dog. But yeah, I don't like them covering 10. I do think they're going to end up winning the game though, but I would take Tennessee. That's a huge spread. I would take Tennessee.
The spread for sure. I'm just saying, if you're feeling froggy, I think Tennessee has a chance to.
It's not bad. I mean, I think all game it'll be in play. I think it's going to be a close game. You're right.
Yeah. All right. Boise State versus San Jose State.
Marcus, if you could do me a favor and put the camera on me for a second, get off the thing. You notice I'm wearing a San Jose State Spartan, man. I've changed into it. Shout out to the boys, my hometown. They're a scrappy little team this year. And I think they're going to cover against Boise State. I think they're going to cover. I'm going to win. I think they're going to cover. I might go to this game tomorrow, to be honest. My dad's a little under the weather. If he's not able to go, we're not going to go. But I was like, hey, man, we might get the Heisman winner coming to our hometown right now. In Ashton Genty. Is going to be a lot of points in this game. Take the over. Give me a lot of points. Neither team can
over under 61. So
both, yeah. And I'm telling you, I think this game is going to be 40-35. Like it's going to be a big time game, and I'm hoping to go to the game tomorrow and tear down the goalposts. You might see me down there. You might see a mugshot of me. Let's get it done, Sparty.
Let's get it
done, Sparty. This is all emotion. It's my hometown, so. The Spartans, by the way, not Michigan State. We're Sparty. No, shout out. Obviously, I'm a Notre Dame fan, but this is my hometown. Lived there for 34 years. So
yeah, man, rep the hometown.
If they take down Boise State, it's like literally the biggest win in history for San Jose State. So that's just why I'm going for it. But they've been scrappy. They have been scrappy this year. They've been battling against teams. So, and Boise State has no defense. So we'll see.
Yeah, I had to look it up. I was like, when you told me that game, like, is this game going to see close? I was like, oh, they're 6-3, so they might have a chance.
And Boise State struggled a bit against Nevada last week at times. They ended up winning, but they struggled. They didn't cover against Nevada last week, and Nevada stinks. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that is very true. All right, guys, I don't see any more questions here, so I think we're about to get out of here. We gotta go watch Mike Tyson fight Jake Paul.
Let's go watch it.
We got you out of here, guys, on time. So this is a very efficient show. So I really hope you guys appreciate this. Definitely, we got about 300 in here today. So
beautiful.
Love it. I love the questions. The questions were crazy today. I love you guys being interactive with us. So we'll be doing the instant reaction. Glen will be joining me on Sunday with Matt out. So we'll be doing the instant reaction on Sunday. So be on the lookout for that, guys. I don't know if it'll be a therapy session anymore because we're not expecting the Raiders to win.
No, I'll be there though for the reaction. I'll be reacting my ass off on this channel. I'll tell you that much. Yeah,
exactly. We'll be reacting. So hope you guys enjoyed this. We're out of here. Peace.